Hello, welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Maverick here with episode 9 of Magia Record. So, I'm gonna keep the introduction short for this episode. Really, all we have to know is that Iroha and company are heading to I believe they translate it into the Endless Solitude, right? To investigate that rumor and, well, to solve the rumor, find out who's behind it, yada yada yada, magical girl stuff, right? I don't really think there's too much else to talk about since I'm not really clear on how the different events are related. It seems to be kind of related. We got 2 or 3 different rumors and different things happening at the same time, but so far it's been a weak connection. So I think the best way to look at it is to just jump into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Or actually, did we already solve a rumor last episode? Hmm. Well, anyways. Okay, this is the one with the Endless Solitude, right? Or the Ultimate Solitude, as I think is a better translation. No. Alright. We're also looking for the last girl of the 5, right? Since I think their group also has 5 magical girls in total. We stuck on our character. I believe she's a shield user. What else? I have a shield user going on. I wonder if we're gonna see Small Cube again. You know, whether this is related with Yui or not. You would think all the rumors are connected somehow, right? They're connected to the main story, they're connected with trying to find Yui. I can't really put my finger on any specific clue, though. I wouldn't mind them interacting with each other a little bit more as well. Voice to text. I? Good question. You can do that? Wait, so does this I literally mean AI? Artificial intelligence? Hmm. You guys would die? Yeah, you would think magical girls. Hey, it's my cube. So, I guess this does have something to do with, you know, the entire story with Rui and stuff. I mean, I highly doubt a Cuba is gonna die to that, but okay. We're in. Oh. Hey, isn't this the fifth girl? Oh wait, no. This is... Huh? Hmm. So playing with the AI. Oh, so she is just an AI. How can you make an Uasa out of artificial intelligence? That's crazy. I'm not really sure that makes sense, but alright. Oh, okay, maybe they'll explain it for me. What? How do you leap from being an AI to being able to use magic? So is she already a magical girl? That doesn't really answer the question though. Okay, so yeah, she is a magical. What? At that point, alright, so she was already conceptually invisible, and her wish was to become actually invisible. What? Didn't you have two friends right there? And you were sitting in the middle of them, too. Or was she literally there but not there at the same time? Bye bye. S- 'Kay, so she was created into this by the Magius. Right, and who are you? Alina Gray? I like how the translations try to put it in French, so to emphasize that she's talking in a different language. I'm actually quite interested in that as well. What exactly is happening right now? There we go. For sure. Oh. And what were you doing all that time, Iroha? Uh. Wait, so what? If you were able to shut yourself down all this time, Okay, that was a nice line, actually. I feel like that could have been developed a lot more, actually. And that would have turned out to be a pretty good story. Aww. And they are out. I think there might be a little bit more after the ending. So, I'll check real quick, and if there's not any, I will see you guys after this. Indeed, there is a little bit more, so let's watch this in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, wait, that's just it? Okay then. Well, see you guys after this. Alrighty, so that was episode 9 of Magia Record, and once again, we have an episode that's just kind of there, right? The story itself, the plot itself definitely isn't hard to understand. I mean, basically, Sana's mom got remarried, entered a new family, didn't really get along with her new family, and maybe partly due to her own personality, maybe partly due to her new family as well. You know, it's complicated, these kind of things. I'm not gonna really pin the blame just on one particular aspect of it. This is hard. These things are hard, right? Being adapted into a new family. But long story short, she decides to make the wish to be invisible, becomes a magical girl, but in the end decides to run away from all her duties and just stick it out here instead, which I guess I can't really blame her. If you don't really need to eat or sleep, or you don't really want to have interactions with other people, it's kind of nice to have this sort of, think of it like a virtual reality world all to yourself, right? And you also have an AI companion. That doesn't seem too bad sounding to me, actually. I can totally understand why she would want to stay there. But honestly, I'm not. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in Sana's character. I feel like she is also suffering from what a lot of the other characters so far are suffering from, and that is just too little screen time, too little to understand about them, and you know, at the end of the day, it's hard to feel sympathetic, at least for me, towards these kind of characters who really are just kind of there, right? On the other hand, I'm much more interested in the AI, actually, or I. So the fact that an artificial intelligence can become one of the rumors, it's quite surprising to me. And once again, wondering whether or not, you know, how exactly a rumor is made, right? Is it because of the Magus? Do they spread the rumors? Do they create these kinds of, I know, magical beings or whatnot? Or are the rumors just kind of there, and then the Magus kind of gathers them up and then use them for their own purposes, right? We aren't entirely clear upon all this, but it's just kind of interesting to me that one of these rumors are, as a rumor, it's able to have its own conscience, its own intelligence, and it's not even a real human being, right? It's an artificial intelligence. So the concept of it there is interesting, although I'm not really sure if it logically makes sense or not. Um, Now they also had a pretty good line down there, which I thought was kind of nice, and I really, again, this ties back into the sort of rushed feeling I have from this episode. I wish they could have expanded on it a little bit more. And that is at the very end how I eventually convinced Sana to delete her, right, eliminate her. Which is the line, you know, I'd like to see the outside world. I feel like that is actually a pretty powerful line and very befitting of that situation, right? It's not a case of, you know, if she's just wanting to keep on going and say, hey, I'm doing this just for the best of you. I'm trying to you know, this is for your own good. You should be with other Sana. You should go back to reality. You know, that kind of stuff. Even though that is, of course, of the vein of kindness and wanting the best for a friend, that's not necessarily the thing that could work. In a lot of these kinds of situations, right? A lot of times they don't want this kind of thing that's quote unquote best for them. However, if we flip it around and instead, hey, I'm one of your I'm supposed to be really important to you. I'm one of your very, very close friends, maybe your only friend, but this is what I want, right? Instead, making it turn out into one of your wishes, and then turning the situation over so that since the other party is very fond of you and wants to respect your decision, then that would kind of work, right? And in this case, the setup is perfect for this kind of thing because as an artificial intelligence, especially one that actually specializes in communication with other human beings, it makes sense that you want to learn more about humans, go to the outside world, etc., right? Whether or not that actually can happen or not. No, I'm not sure if I actually still exist as part of Sana, maybe as part of her magical powers or whatnot. Don't really know that, right? But at least the way that it's set up would make sense. You know, it's all logical. As an AI, she would want to do this kind of thing, and it would also play into human emotions and psychology as well. So I wish they could have done a little bit more in regards to that. But at the end of the day, I guess this episode, you know, rushed is rushed, right? And speaking of rush, like, what was with that Alina character? Like, she came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere, not really sure what she was trying to do, what she was supposed to do. If the Magists were trying to control these rumors in the first place, why wait until this moment in order to do it? And how come she's able to come in and out of this area just as she pleases? You know, so on and so forth, right? You know, that really came out of nowhere. Again, I'm just going to chalk this up to a case of this being a sort of rushed adaptation, and it is what it is, right? I'm sure there's probably a lot of game people here, people who play the mobile game or whatnot, who are, oh no, she's a great character and this all totally makes sense and whatnot. But again, I'm only judging this series by what it has in the anime, right? I've always said that an anime needs to be able to stand on its own legs unless it's deliberately being done as a sort of fan service project. So there we go. And so yeah, that's it for this episode, I guess. Do we really see anything else? Not really much, I guess. You know, at the beginning of the next episode, probably Iroha is gonna be like, "Hey, Sana, come live with us over here. We'll be your friends, so you don't have to be alone in this world anymore." And yada yada yada, right? And then everything will be fine. So there we go. That was my review of episode 9 of Magia Record. I'll see you guys next week as well. Until then, bye bye.